Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rave TV. I am Sam Shea, sitting here with Reignwolf.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome, guys.
Hello. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Feeling good? You guys just came from Texas last?
We did all 16 hours.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Traveled all this way just for us.
Well, this room, it looks so pretty that it was worth it.
Yeah, we had to come over, you know?
You heard about it. You're going to go to California next, but you're like, wait, that Rave room is pretty cool.
Man, should have the show here.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, we have the camera set up.
Tell you what, I'll be right back.
Yeah, dun 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 dun. So, I guess I feel like the Reignwolf book is still being written. I feel like we're still in the early chapters. For your fans out there that don't know too much about you guys, I guess just a little background. For you, Jordan, what was your first guitar?
My first guitar was probably, man, I don't know. Do you remember, Joe, what my first guitar was?
Nope.
No.
Sir.
You know, I think it was probably like a ukulele or a mandolin, or I don't even remember, to be honest.
Well, he doesn't remember because he was 2 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's
It's been a minute.
before the time to remember.
Yeah,
anything.
luckily my dad always played music, so there was always lots of guitars hanging around our house. So it kind of, you know, you just grab whatever is
Mhm.
around, and it became the biggest toy in my house. So
What kind of music did your dad play?
he was really into rock and roll. You know, of course, lots of early blues, and yeah. That I would say anything from Sabbath to Howlin' Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Amazing. Big Howlin' Wolf fan here, too. And speaking of Sabbath, you guys just played with them.
Yeah.
Open from.
Yeah.
What was that call like?
We were in New Orleans recording In the Dark, which was a couple songs ago, and we got the call, and I almost still don't believe it, because it's one of those things where, you know, Sabbath is out there right now still being the best rock and roll band standing, you know, and to be a part of that just means the world to us.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Jordan telling us, and we were like, yeah, hey, that's like, you know, because they didn't have an opener last tour, and like, why would they call us? I mean, we're just you know, like a 3-piece band with no record out yet.
But that's why they called.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that was really cool of them to choose us, and now the tour is done, and we're pretty stoked about how it all went.
Definitely. Was there anything you guys picked up from them on the tour that you're just like?
I would say, you know,
Lots of things.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. It's so hard to say. You know, we were very lucky because a few of them came out and watched the show, and you know, the support just never ended. Actually, to the point where we're excited to go to Europe, and we're doing some more with them. So thank you, Black Sabbath.
Yeah, serious shout out to them.
Yeah, and just watching them every night, and seeing their set, and how the whole crew works, and specifically Ozzy's got this magic that's you know, we didn't know what to expect, but it's once you witness it in person again and again, like, okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, there's all this hype and publicity around it, but once you see him in person, you're like, oh, that's what the man is, and not the man.
Well, and when he walks in your dressing room to invite you, or basically welcome you to the tour, you kind of then realize where you are. You know, I would say that for me was one of the biggest moments of the entire tour. Just kind of,
Very cool of him.
yeah.
You're like, oh, this is real.
Yeah, if you need anything, just come and tell me. That's, you know, thank you, Prince of Darkness.
Absolutely, yeah.
Musically, just watching them too, and watching the Geezer play, you know, this thing you can't really get listening to the album, but you can get him live. It was really good experience to be that close to the action.
Making me jealous.
Yeah, no,
Let's hear
I
about
was
it.
just happy with my pass, even if we wouldn't play those. Like Rainbow opened the show, but even just had that pass, just to be there was just as good almost, you know.
Amazing. So I'm kind of curious how you guys all came together. Very disparate but very similar backgrounds. But what was the Convergence like?
Seattle.
Yeah, one word, Seattle.
Yeah, thankfully, we just had some mutual friends, and I swear, almost at first, it was kind of like, oh, you guys should play together. And we were all just kind of like, oh, yeah, cool, awesome. And then next thing you know, I think we jammed for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, Seattle's a melting pot.
And then we
Cool
just,
stuff.
you know, got our first gig, and that's it.
And from my understanding, you just kind of showed up in Seattle for a show and just was like, not planned, but I was like, I think I'll stay.
Yeah, well, I basically went there just kind of going to check it out. Friends of ours were just getting back together, the guys from Soundgarden, and they were throwing like a little club show, and that just kind of seemed like the right time to go step in and say hello. And then that led to sticking around longer than planned, and yeah, it's been amazing. It really has. The way that Seattle has supported this band has kind of made us come to Milwaukee and do what we do here. And I would say that was the best starting ground to what we're doing now. You know,
Totally. The whole Pacific Northwest just seems like to have
it's amazing.
Yeah, totally magical in a sense. So, I mean, obviously you guys are this kind of carrying the torch of rock, and obviously that's why Black Sabbath called on you guys, and there's definitely like a heavy blues influence, which I can even trace back to them, but I'm kind of curious of what other genres of music you're interested in that doesn't necessarily translate, but still inspires you.
I was recently in England. I would say not that recent, probably about 6 months ago or something, and just visiting a friend of mine, and he's really into Arabic music. And I gotta say, man, I was just kind of like floored because you can hear the soul coming out. At least the artist he was listening to, which I apologize, I don't remember who it was, but there was all this pain coming out in the scales that this, you know. And to me, that grabbed me lately. That was something that I was like, oh my God, that, you know, it made me feel, which to me is the most important. Doesn't matter what kind of music you're playing or the genre or anything. For me, if it makes you want to bust out, that's the right thing. It doesn't matter if it's called rock and roll or country or the blues. It just doesn't matter. It's just it either cries or it doesn't, you know.
Absolutely, and that's what the blues is more. Just it's like not even a genre; it's a culture and it's an emotion. Can imagine discovering another country's form of blues, or
it evolved throughout time. What the blues was and what it is and what it will be. It's a basis, I guess, for a lot of even the grunge was blues based. And Beatles were blues based, and we are blues based. You know.
The other night at Hollywood Bowl, one of the guys from Metallica was there, and I overheard something about how they even started out playing the blues. And when you hear, oh, you want to get that, bud?
Yeah, the fourth
but
everywhere.
you know, when you hear stuff like that, you kind of go, but of course they did. You know, like it almost seems like the greatest bands, not all of them, but many of them have a little bit of that influence, whether they admit it or not, you know? So, yeah.
Absolutely. It's like this a thread of America songwriting that kind of keeps going to this day, which is why I think a lot of people are connecting with your music too, just the authenticity of it.
I appreciate that. Thank
absolutely.
you.
Milwaukee's very excited. And so,
as are we.
And a little bit more just about the tour life. So you guys are kind of in this weird limbo in between celebritydom and just like starting off. So you guys just drove 15 hours to get to Milwaukee today?
16, my man.
16, wow.
I think it was 18?
Oh, it was 18.
No.
I would do 20.
Those
We're
extra
happy
hours
to be
are
here.
feeling like
Full day. Let's just
weighing
let's
in.
go with the full day.
So what are you guys doing
at the start of this band, and it still is the start of this band, really, we would do things like get phone calls of, hey, would you guys play in Austin, Texas tonight, or not tonight, in a couple days' time, because there's this after party for Austin City Limits, or whatever it would take, we will still do, because you know, you just get that rush when you play, and when it feels good, you just do whatever it takes. And I kind of find that, you know, the moment that's gone is the moment where Reignwolf won't be anymore. To me, it's it's like you keep pushing.
The passion for playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
You just kind of keep pushing and whatever it takes, and
And
if it means a long drive, well, hell yeah,
right.
let's
And
do
another
it.
thing is
you know?
we do have the flexibility to play differently every night, which makes it alive for us.
I think we personally, I always picture that Reignwolf is also the crowd that comes. They're in the band every night, and they're
Right.
gonna make us better every night if they're up for it,
Yeah,
you know. And then
'cause
if
the
they're
energy will
not,
be
you just gotta
different,
keep
yeah.
kicking, you know.
Totally. And you guys haven't put out an album yet, so that must also lend to this kind of flexibility each song has. It's not this solidified thing that
Right.
people are expecting.
Right,
or
right.
like,
Even if we probably play the same way, just
Mhm.
because the way we are, we don't like to commit just something at all.
Clearly,
Anything.
my friend.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we joined the DIY stage still, and like I said, we've been fortunate to play with Sabbath. And
You
with
know,
the
for
other
us,
band,
I
Pixies.
think, you know, you release music when it makes sense, and there's no doubt that it's starting to make more and more sense. And
Mhm.
we have 3 singles out right now. We just the other day released "Lonely Sunday" because we were at the Hollywood Bowl with Black Sabbath, and what a better time, you know. And you know, again, if we ever get off the road, we'll probably get something out with, you know, when it makes sense. And the music's got to be right, or you just don't,
Mhm.
or you don't bother. You keep playing live, you know, till you get it right.
Totally. And you don't want to fall into these industry like
Hell
setups.
no.
No, fuck that. Because I mean, that's why I feel like a lot of your success too. If people are just like, especially Black Sabbath, they like saw it and they're like, that's the real deal. You know, that's like they probably saw a little bit of themselves and you guys, and I'm sure a lot of people coming out to this show are really going to connect with that.
Thank
So
you. Well, you know, nothing needs to be said.
yeah, it'll be said tonight.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, we're really excited and so glad you can make it there.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
This is
we
our first
appreciate it.
time in Milwaukee, and
And this venue looks like everybody been played here. Like it's been,
Mhm.
it's just like there's you know.
Oh, the Rave's historic. Yeah, definitely just looking at the posters from Nirvana to Alanis Morissette, you're like, wow, this is a strange.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't? Morrissey.
Oh, exactly. And looking at the old posters with the owner owns just incredible venues. Just everyone's played throughout this establishment. So
Soundgarden were here last year.
yeah, there you go.
And when we were back in the day too.
And the Rave's still here.
Yeah.
So we'll be excited for
that.
you guys to come back and work your way up through the different venues here too.
right on. Well,
Cool,
thanks
guys.
for having us.
We appreciate
Thank
it. Cheers. Bam.
you. Chaim.
Sam Shane with the Rave TV signing off. Talk to you soon.